I'm from the land down under, where the sun is hot and bright, beaches cool and waves of thunder. Morning turns to golden night. So much there is to see, my friend, from the city to the shore. Grab a stool, we'll find an end to keep us wanting more. Down under's calling, can't you hear? Echoes in the breeze, feel the magic everywhere, in the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow, adventures wait around. Meet the world on a winding road in every little town. Oh, the land, it seems to me, with a tune as wild as sea, hands up high and voices free. Down under's where I'll be. Down under's calling, can't you hear?
Okay, g'day folks, how you going? Welcome aboard, nice to have you here. Right now I'm travelling on my lonesome. The reason is Ilana is currently out at an event doing something. As soon as she's done, she'll come on in and have a chat. Nick, g'day mate, welcome aboard. To start, you'll answer the question. You've travelled with us in Melbourne. Yeah, who have you travelled with? Nick's website is now been up for 6 weeks and just passed 2,450 views from 30 different countries. He's honoured people around the world want to learn about his heart. There you go, that's awesome. G'day Chris, welcome aboard buddy, nice to have you here. You've travelled with us all out of Miami last year. That's right, g'day mate, welcome aboard. Shannon, you. Well, yeah. Shannon's also saying, g'day friends. She's travelled with friends, relatives, her daughter, colleagues. Rarely, only have found one perfect travel mate since her ex-husband, and that is Jen. Jen is a perfect travel mate. Well, I wouldn't know because Jen's never travelled with me. Chris is saying someday he will cruise out of Australia. Yep, absolutely. G'day Roxy, welcome aboard, nice to have you here. Roxy, who have you travelled with? Chris is saying g'day to Roxy. Nick is saying it feels like it's warmed up here. It's currently -3. Thank you. Thank God spring's almost here. Mate, I won't tell you what the temperature is right now. G'day Joe, how you going buddy? Welcome aboard. What's the weather like in Dubbo? Okay Joe, just for you, we're currently sitting on 30 degrees at the moment. 30 feels like 29 with 52% humidity. Well, now here's a face we haven't seen in ages. Let's go travel tips. G'day Alison and Gordon, welcome aboard, nice to have you here. We usually go with Princess Cruises. In fact, we've now booked Crown Princess around trip from LA to New Zealand and Australia, February 2028. Well, you better check us up when you come down under because we need to catch up. We do. And when you stop in Melbourne, we will catch up. Joe is saying, Chris, you and Kelly really need to get down here for the Ducks New Year's Eve cruise at the end of this year. I couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. So good to see you. No, likewise. It's nice to see you in the chat. Haven't seen you in ages. You've been tripping around. I've been watching you guys. Tripping around. Chris to Joe, I wish. It's all about the There you go again, Chris, talking about dollars. We will look you up. Absolutely. Definitely will. Even if I have to take a day off work to do it. Joe, 30.7 feels like 27.5 with a 42% humidity. Oh, you're cooler than us. Or maybe. Bit warmer, but cooler. Oh, same temp. 31. Same temp. Feels like 27. Yeah, with us it feels like 29. Freaking hot. But there you go. Joe is saying, I think we need to start a GoFundMe for Chris and Kelly. Nope. I refuse. Point blank. Chris is a multi-billionaire. He runs the funds from the Norwegian Encore, goes in and wins money at the casino. No, he can do it on his own. All he wants to do is spend time with his new puppy. That's what it is. Yep, I know. All right, so who have you travelled with? Well, a bunch of people in here that we talk about, and there's some photos there of family members that we've actually cruised with, which was absolutely amazing. That's a picture taken in Roatan. We managed to get a private tour going on, and that was awesome. That was organised by none other than my queen Ilana, and that was absolutely amazing. It was great. Joe is saying, oh my god, puppy love. Yeah, absolutely, puppy love. Roxy, I've travelled with Michael and Sharon V and Steve, Amy, Laurie, and a bunch. Yep. Chris is saying 12 weeks old. Yep, the pup is 12 weeks old. Sup, beaches? G'day, Ross. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. Who have you travelled with, mate? Chris is going, nice hat, Shaun. Yeah, I know. It's sitting right over here. There we go. There's my, as we Aussies would say, there's me hat. Chris, what breed is your puppy? We know it's part lab, but we don't know what the other part is. Yeah. And for all those that are going, what's that frickin' stupid hat doing on his head? Guys, this is not a stupid hat. It's an important hat. It was given to me by Kelly. It is the ducks hat. It has pictures of ducks on it. And obviously, to shorten the Down Under cruises, we call ourselves the, you got it, ducks. There you go. Nick is saying, Shaun, I'm wearing my Akubra, kind of big to wear in the house. Yeah, I know. By the way, Nick, how is Minnesota treating you? When are you going to head down under again for a while? Ross says he has travelled with A to Z. Who is A to Z? You mean you've travelled with the entire alphabet? How the hell do you do that? Chris is saying it's a lab mix. See, I was right. He's travelled with A to Z, but not Z to A. I'm confused. I am Confucius. Joe is saying nice. I have an American Staffy Rhodesian Ridgeback mix. The Rhodesian Ridgebacks, they're good dogs. Very good dogs. Nick, Cold only travel plans this year is going to America's 250th birthday party in Washington, DC. Beyond what, I'm not traveling, saving money. Hey, Nick, I want to ask you a question. What was it like traveling in your winter, our summer, down under? How did that get you? Joe is saying, just reminiscing about the passing of Neil Sedaka. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, he put out some good music. I actually haven't heard that, Joe, but we'll check it out. Ross says he's dyslexic. Okay, I get it. Hence the Z to A. Yeah, okay, I get that. I can understand that. Being dyslexic, because you know I'm dyslexic. Yeah. So, who else have you travelled with? Well, for us, we've travelled with Ross, we've travelled with Chris, we've travelled with, we've spent time with Joe down under and took him around. but we haven't actually travelled with him. It'll be the first time we'll actually travel with Joe when we go on the cruise. It's going to be an amazing cruise, let me tell you. Nick is saying, wait, give me him being in Australia during your winter. Your winters are mild compared to the ones I have here. But I know you haven't been here in summer. That's right. You'll be here in winter. That's right. Nick is saying, I'm in the neighbourhood. Let's throw one back. That says Chris. Joe is saying, Ross, you're downright weird. Yep. You've only just discovered that, Joe? Not weird, Joe. I'm demented and sad but social, says Ross. Yeah, that's right, weird. Only an Aussie could understand weird. Our kind of weird, anyway. Okay, so who else have we travelled with? Well, our first cruise was just us. Our second cruise was just us. Our third cruise was Michael Ann, Raphael, Viso, and Darian. We travelled with Darian on the inaugural. Kenny. Donna says, hi, Shaunsy. Well, please pay my respects back. G'day, gorgeous Donna. Who else? Joe is saying, I really appreciate your friendship. You and Ilana are rated at the top of my friends list. Why, thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. And you certainly do have a very important role in ours as well. You're pretty close to the top two. Well, top one. Well, top two. You're in the higher echelons. Okay, who else did we travel with? We travelled with Darian's cousin. That was awesome. We travelled with Mommy Mozo. That was Alan Ellsworth's wife. I forget her name right now. It's not at the top of my tongue, but she was amazing. We travelled with Heather and Dwight from Us and More, the channel. We travelled with the Spikers. These are names that a few of you may know or may not know. Ross is saying, Joe, I must be at the bottom. Yeah, absolutely, Ross, you're right at the bottom. Right at the very bottom. Of course not. Nick, I've given shout-outs. Website, couldn't help but fall in love with your country after exploring for a month, and I love my country so hard the impossible happened. Yeah, well, we're a good place. In fact, we were only very temporarily affected by World War II, so there you go. Joe, I've travelled with a lot of awesome people. The last trip I did was with the most awesome little old ladies last year. Yeah, that's cool. Nick is saying, travelling the world has really opened his eyes that he needs to seek new adventures and not keep himself timid. He'll definitely get back to Australia someday. Yeah, you did Germany as well. That was an interesting trip. Chris, I've travelled with well over 50 friends over the past 10 years. And Joe, Ross, you're not at the bottom, you're in the top 10. Well, actually, Ross is at the bottom of the top 10. How's that? Because for him to be at the top, that would mean that we would be upside down, and we're not. We're the right way up. So he's at the bottom of the top. Okay. I think I'll shut up there because Joe understands what I mean, but there you go. Okay, so Who else have you travelled with? What fun times have you had? Well, we travelled with Stephen V as well. And I seem to remember that on the Carnival Horizon, when we went there, a certain rabbi appeared to assist Stephen V with their vows. That was really an awesome time. Rabbi Yossel Sack Schmimmelhauser was his name, real character. And those of us that were on that cruise will know who that character was. Unbelievable. Nick is saying World War II is when the USA started having a strong presence in Darwin, and they still do to this day. Yeah. Joe has gone with a hashtag duck. And what do you know, folks? Nightbotters come to the party. Please connect with Joe at hashtag duck. Now, by the way, sorry, with his link. There's his link, and I want to tell you guys, if you get onto Joe's link, you look at his channel. It is an amazing channel. You see a guy there, a young guy, because Joe's younger than me, getting on and chatting along with people like you wouldn't believe. It is an amazing channel, and you really need to get on there and have a look. Have some fun. Some fun in the sun. Ross, I've travelled with Scott, Eddie, Alice, Jeremy, Cheryl, Cruise Nuts, Shaun, Ilana, Michael Ann, Crystal, Ilana, Shaun, David, Chris, Kelly, Dewey, Roxy, Kenny, Marjorie, my brother and sister-in-law. So we got 2 mentions. That's awesome. Well, we enjoyed the time, let me say. Joe is saying, but there have been times when I've had fun as well as a solo traveller. Yep. And the last one, Ross is saying, and most importantly, the Lady Donna. Well, yeah, it's important. Shannon has said, why doesn't Ilana join you? Hi, Ilana. She's running errands at the moment. She's not here with me right now, so that's why she's not in the chat at the moment. She is running some errands. She's a busy lady. She helped me this morning with some work that I need. I had to go and do some teaching, and so she's running some errands for me on my behalf. I need a drink. Water of the H2O variety. All right, so in the background there on my list is my cousin, his wife, my sister, my son, my sister's partner, my mum and my sister's partner's mother, and of course the gorgeous Ilana and moi. That's in that photo. We've travelled with quite a few people. We've had a lot of fun. It's been amazing. We're looking forward to travelling with Joe and also Jonesy when he comes on board. He's going to be on our cruise with us. We're going to have an absolute blast. We've got Raphael coming back down under as well. Yes, Ross, it is the H2O variety. Absolutely is. I very seldom go for alcohol at the best of times. So, and also I've lost a shipload of weight, so much so that I've reduced some of my medications. So yes, I'm on the H2O for the moment. H2O and coffee, but no coffee right now. Because I had 2 cups earlier on, so there you go. Joe, my favourite solo trip was my first trip to Coffs Harbour in 2012. He got to fulfill a long-term dream to get in the water with a dolphin. Yeah, that must have been an amazing thing. Because you have an animal there, the dolphin, which is pretty much almost as intelligent as we are, swimming around and interacting with us. That's amazing. That's really cool. Some of the people I would like to cruise with in the future. Well, we know that we've got Raphael and Eric B. Both Raphael and Eric B. were on our Carnival on our first Carnival cruise, which was the inaugural. But people I would love to travel with would be Cheryl and Jeremy and some of the other higher-ups in the cruising community. I would love to spend a bit more time with the likes of, just people who are like-minded. That's all. Just like-minded people who want to have lots of fun in the sun. Joe is saying it was the most breathtaking time that day. That would have been awesome. Ross is saying no cruises for us for a long while. Ross says medical stuff going on and a pending surgery on his feet that will leave him laid up for 3 to 4 weeks. That's not good, mate. That seriously is not good. But let's hope that all that surgery that you get done and all the medical issues are taken care of really quickly. And then, you'll be in a good place. Also, what sort of ships would you like to cruise on? For us, it's, I know I'd love to give, both Ilan and I would like to give Celebrity a try. We were booked on originally Celebrity Edge, but circumstances said we couldn't go on that ship. So we'd like to do that again at some point. Celebrity Edge. Basically, both Ilan and I like the smaller ships. What we found on the Encore was we were discovering places. So we discovered places that, like when we got off the cruise, we were still discovering new places. A week is a short time. An average cruise out of Australia is at least 10 to 12 days, especially when you're going to, say, places like New Caledonia or Fiji or Vanuatu. Those are incredible cruises. They're nice and long, 14 days. You really get to know your ship and you really get to settle in and have some fun. Obviously, Alison and Gordon will get to know those places on their world cruise. So it'll be great to see them when they come on down. Ross is saying it is a preventative surgery that will stop the deterioration of his feet. Well, that better work. Ship that solo cruises. Most of that is NCL. I believe some of the other cruise lines are now starting to realise that solo people do cruise. So there you go. The next ship for them will be the Prima, NCL Prima. Awesome. And then Joe is saying one of his sisters did a trans-Tasman cruise to New Zealand on Anthem of the Seas. That is a ship you'd love to cruise on. Well, we get Anthem down under. We get a couple of Royal Caribbean ships coming down under, but we don't get any of the big ones. So the cruise line that is here 24/7 is Carnival right now. And we're about to lose one of our ships. The Carnival Adventure, which you may know better as the Golden Princess. That ship is going to be leaving Australia at the end of 2028, I believe, and is just going to be doing seasonal cruising down under. So it'll be doing a repositioning cruise back to the U.S., back to Miami, I believe. No, is it Miami or Seattle? Back to Seattle, and maybe doing an Alaska bit, I suppose. So that's news from that side of our side of the world. So we'll have two ships. We'll have the Carnival Encounter, and I believe the Carnival Splendor will still be staying down under. But the rest, the Luminosa and the Adventure, will be travelling back. So you will be welcoming back an old ship, an old friend to the platform. Roxy says MSC has it. That's okay. They are also a solo cruiser. Ross is saying D&J and Chris Wong are headed down under right now on the Coral Princess. Yeah, but they're not headed to Melbourne, unfortunately. They're headed into further Sydney, I think. Sydney and Brisbane. Chris, I want to cruise to Hawaii. 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 Take a cruise from Hawaii and come on down under. Do a repositioning. Repositionings are good. The only thing with a repositioning, I'd want to fly there and cruise home. Because if you cruise home, you're picking up stuff all along the way. If you're picking up stuff, well, then you're just here. All you got to do is just drop it off. Nightbot has come up with get on to two websites. One being Helping Hands for Cruising, so helpinghandsforcruising.org. Jump on there for info based on what's going on around town, what's happening in the world of HH4C, and then also have a look at the DOWNUNDERcruises.com for information about what's going on with the Down Under Cruises. I need to update the Ducks website, so that won't take me long. I'll get that done. There's some exciting stuff that we're looking at, and we need to get all the info up and running. Anyway, so the ships are the big thing. The ships and the people. Really, it's the people that make the difference. Who are we cruising with? Who are we spending our time with? And does it really have to be a group? No. Well, you'll make friends. You make you build groups, and you go on. Originally, what we started with, like the Ducks cruise, the Great Barrier Reef cruise. The way we started that off was we decided we wanted to do a cruise for New Year's Eve. We put in a booking, and a couple of people said, we'd like to join you with it. So, hey, if we get all the ducks in a row, excuse the pun, and we get our HH4C approval for Down Under with the Australian Not-for-Profit and Charities Commission, if we get all that in place, we will then add HH4C as the assistance with the Great Barrier Reef. So that'll everything pans out and takes its time for the best. So we'll see how we go. Shannon says that she made three new friends on the Rock and Roll cruise. She's going out for brunch with one of them tomorrow. Hey, that's awesome. That's great, because if you're making friends, it makes your cruise a good opportunity and a good time. I know my son had an absolute blast. He made a lot of friends on board. He had an important role to play, which he did very well. But more importantly, he had an absolutely great time, and that's what it's all about. Time with people, time with friends, time with family. You change and grow when you meet new people, and you also impact other people's lives. So that's basically what I'm saying. Impact others and impact yourselves, and that's why one of the reasons why we set up HH4C was to give us an opportunity to make an impact on other people's lives. I once heard a great speaker say, always leave a room having a good impact. So I hope I did that. I hope I did made things great for everybody. Cause I like people. I likes them a lot. How much? A lot. Okay, so we'll be looking at a celebrity ship. A lot of people are saying Royal Caribbean is a good look at. Interesting when you start looking at cruise ships that are with the same company or the same header company. Like, for example, comparing Princess with Carnival, with Holland America, with Costa, etc. How do the different cruise lines operate? Well, P&O Australia, no more. But P&O UK, how would that vary? In fact, I'm really curious if anybody has travelled both P&O Australia and P&O UK. Was there a difference between the two? Or did they just have the same name, or whatever? It's interesting to me. I mean, I know that if you go from cruises like, say, NCL, Norwegian, to cruises like, say, cruises like Regent, I know they're hitting a different demographic, so the ship must have a few different ideas, different setups. G'day, Marjorie. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. It's nice to see you. There's another person we travelled with, Marjorie. Now, let me tell you, the person who surprises me the most is Marjorie, because she got on board the Norwegian Encore and, like, she did everything, went everywhere, like, telling us what to do. I mean, that was awesome. That was great. I love it when a good plan comes together. Ross is correcting me. Thank you. NCL Regent and Oceania are the three companies together. But I'm just saying, comparing all the ships, all the different cruise lines, even though they're under the same banner. What are my thoughts on river cruises? You know what? Both Ilana and I have been looking at them, and it's nice to be able to have the opportunity to go from location to location. Hey, I've never tried it. Would love to give it a go and see what it's like. Maybe it fits my demographic, I don't know. But it would be a good way to check out places like Europe. You know, go and see them. It gives you a couple of minutes in each place. You try the foods from different areas. And basically your home is... but, hey, look, the ship is basically your opportunity for a sleep. And yeah, if you look at it as the destination, well, whether it's a cruise on a river or it's a cruise in the ocean, you're there having a vacation. To me, any way is good. I like them both. I'd give it a go. Ross says smaller and no casinos. You know what? Don't give a damn. For Ilana and I, the casinos are no big deal. For us, the casino is a thoroughfare. I'd even cruise on Viking. No casinos. Don't care. Hey, this is just me. I'm not you, right? But the way I look at it, I've worked bloody hard to make my dollars. And so is Ilana. We've worked bloody hard to make our dollars. How dare we give it away just for the hell of it? I don't want to give it away. I'd rather keep it and spend it on things like us doing an excursion together, or us doing something else, like having a dinner together. Much better. I'd much rather go down that path than throw it away on, to me, going to a casino is throwing money away. I used to be a cabbie many years ago, and I've just seen so many people squander money like it's going out of fashion. Throw it away, give it to me. But then, hey, I'm not biting anybody. You do what you enjoy. And if you enjoy going to the casino and spending time there, great. Be my guest. I just won't be there with you. G'day, Governor. How you going? Welcome aboard. Nice to see you. How's the UK treating you? I hear you guys just recently had an election. I'm not talking politics. I just wanted to say that I hear you guys had an election somewhere. Okay. Now the only forced travel would be the governor sending a whole lot of you down under and spending time with us criminals, because that's what he would like to put us in and say Australia is just a penal colony. Who have you travelled with and on what ships? Roxy is saying, I want to Christmas market cruise. Yeah, I believe that's quite exciting. It takes you to all the places where you can get your Christmas stuff. The governor's saying he's very tired. Finally got mom into a physio rehab so he can start to catch up on his sleep. Mate, glad that you got mom sorted. But yes, you do need sleep. Although some people say that sleep is overrated. But when you've got a moment, I'd love to have a chat with you again. Talk about the world, the universe, and everything around it. Okay, so river cruise, yeah. There's a few river cruises that are busy promoting Down Under. Avalon Cruises and Viking are also advertising Down Under, so there's a few of them, and it would be absolutely brilliant. We just have to find the time and the money. That's another challenge. Because for us, anything out of Australia is expensive. Anything out of Australia, we're looking at least, for the two of us, at least 10 grand to start. Some of you guys, it's just a matter of falling out of bed and getting on a cruise ship. We're not that lucky. We're not that fortunate. We have to fly everywhere. And to fly out, we're buying everything in... Okay, we're buying in Aussie dollars, but it's actually converted from USD. So it makes it an expensive cruise. The governor is saying Viking are advertising like crazy. Prices don't seem too good in Europe. Routes aren't exactly mind-blowing either. Yeah, well, Europe is busy shrinking right now because of, I mean, the Med cruises, all the Mediterranean cruises are shrinking right now because nobody knows what's going on in the Middle East. That would have some effect on cruising, and it has had some effect on cruising there for the last 2 years. So we'll wait and see. I mean, there's a lot of people who'd love to cruise into places like Israel and some of the other places, Lebanon and other places in the Middle East. So, yeah, unfortunately, we have to deal with what we've got to deal with. So, yeah. Yeah. You do what you's got to do, as they say in the classics. So Ilana wants to try one of those cruises where you go on, it's part cruise, part cargo. I don't know if anybody's done some of those. Apparently that's an amazing cruise opportunity. I don't know what it's called, but she wants to do, you go part cruising, so part of the ship is set up as cruise, and the other part is cargo, so they're carrying freight to all the little islands that you wouldn't ordinarily go to. So it'd be on a relatively small type of ship, maybe an oversized, as the governor says, freighter cruising. As the governor says, freighter cruising. As Ilana says, it would take you into places that you wouldn't ordinarily go into, some of the smaller ports. That would be awesome. I wouldn't mind giving that a go. And it's generally places around the Pacific, places up in the Middle East and Asia, places around there that you might get that opportunity. I won't say Middle East, rather around Asia and those parts there. So that would be awesome. I'm always one for a good opportunity to see new things. So yeah. Other opportunities to cruise would be, and it's all, I tell you who I'd love to cruise with would be the governor, if he does decide to get all floaty boaty and come and cruise with us on something decent. Cargo ship voyages, thank you, Roxy, that's great. The governor is saying they cost around a third of the cost of a regular cruise, and visit some interesting islands, ports. Just have to be flexible with time. Yeah, I can understand that one too. The governor is saying can't wait till they invent space cruises. Until they invent space cruises. Yeah, well, Google, what's his name? He's invented those, but you've got to be incredibly rich. Elon Musk is busy working on getting us to do space tourism as well. Only you go one way, either to the moon or to the space station or to Mars, maybe. Be interesting, see what goes on. Oh boy, life is interesting. We live in interesting times, shall we say. There's all this technology out there, but still we want to cruise. What gets me is how a piece of metal can either fly or how it can float. Ruby rod. Okay, Ross, you need to explain. Is that the name of a ship or a company? Okay, so yeah. Tell me, folks, what destination would you like to travel to with your said company? What travel destination? For us it was, well, for us it's anywhere outside of Oz. We live here, we can go around anytime we like. We like to see the world. Ross is saying Fifth Element, Chris Rock's character. Aha, okay, I got it. Ruby Rod, what a good name. Alaskan cruise, says Shannon, 2027. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Roxy says Japan. Ross says Antarctica. Ross, I'll be honest with you, mate. Alaska is about as far cold as I'll get. Alaska's too cold. Antarctica is too cold for me. The governor says UK to San Fran via the old penal colony. Well, you've got to come down and check us out. And that's a really good run. It's what from you to us is a. I don't think there's any ships that do go all the way from you to us. Shannon is saying Ruby Rod, love that movie. Joe is saying definitely Alaska to see the Inside Passage. Yeah. Definitely. Ilana's put Alaska on her bucket list, and I don't mind going there summertime, but hey, don't get me there in winter. It's too freaking cold. Would like to check out Japan. Actually, wouldn't mind traveling as much around the world as I possibly can. I only have one small challenge, and that small challenge is the bankroll. Now, the bank manager and I do not see eye to eye on this one. I'd like to say, give me all your money so I can travel, and he goes, yeah, nah. Earn it before you go and do the travel. So that's what I'm trying to do, is earn the bucks. You never know, I might have a multi-million-dollar YouTube channel coming up shortly. Who knows? Ross is saying actually a 131-day Circle Pacific cruise. Well, that's awesome. Shannon goes Paris, London. Sail from to go and visit or to sail from? London you can sail from. I don't know about Paris. I think Paris is landlocked. Joe is saying he just wants to see the beautiful killer whales that live there. Yeah. They actually do move, right? And some do sail over past Sydney, to be honest. Shannon says she always wanted to see the pyramids. Yeah. For us, it's a little bit touchy to go and check out the pyramids, especially right now. But yeah, that's for some. Yeah, Joe, there's a family friend who lives in Sydney in Dover Heights, and off his balcony, he has a telescope, and off his balcony he can actually see the whales breaching. So there you go. It's interesting. Lots of fun in the sun. The governor is saying P&O run Southampton to Brisbane 49 days via the U.S. Well, that's cool. Yeah, it's P&O UK. And they actually go Brisbane, and then they also do a circumnavigation as well. They've just stopped off they've stopped off in Fremantle as well. But I didn't know it took 49 days. Shannon says there's a port a few hours from Paris. Could stay in Paris before or after. Oh yeah. Checking out Europe right now is amazing. A lot of ships come out of Barcelona. MSC does a bunch of cruises that just circles the Med, and so people can onboard in any of the locations, and then they can also disembark out of those places as well. Joe is saying, but if I had to choose one place to go, he'd love to go visit Bavaria, which is where his father and family originate from. They came to Australia in 1954. Oh, that's interesting. Well, go check it out, mate. Go check your family's history out. The governor, Le Havre is the port. It's mostly a freight port with some cruise action. Yeah, a lot of people don't like that port for some reason. Apparently there's not a lot going on there, and it's difficult to get anywhere. Apparently, that's what I'm told. I don't know how true it is. I've never been there. Here I am talking about cruising from my point of view, and I've never been there. But I would love to go. The governor says he sailed into and out of Le Havre. Is not saying it was a bit of a dump, but it could be described as a dump. You're not saying it, but it could be described. In other words, read between the lines. Joe's out, nap time. Mate, you have a good nap. Thank you for popping in. Nice to see you. And you have a great weekend. And we'll catch you next week. All right. Now that Joe's gone, let me show you this cruise, because this is the one that's coming up down under. Guys, come and have a look. Come join us down under for this one. See if you like it. You're Ilana.
You're Shaun.
And together we are the Down Under Cruisers, welcoming you to... What are we doing on New Year's Eve 2026-27?
Funny you should say that. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Oh, you know what? What could be better than party time, New Year's Eve party time, in the middle of the beautiful Pacific Ocean over the Great Barrier Reef?
We're going on a cruise?
We're going on a cruise.
Whoa! Well, let's have a look. Well, there you go. The interesting thing is Willis Island is just a small island, and as the ship goes, but the interesting thing is it's actually on top of the Great Barrier Reef, so we'll get to see all the life, all the wildlife there. But as the ship gets close to the Great Barrier, as it gets close to Willis Island itself throws up. There's a lighthouse there, and also with the lighthouse they actually do throw up some weather balloons, so everybody can have a look, see at what's going on. It's awesome. It's an amazing view. Rob, yeah, Joe, wake up, you just missed it. G'day, Michael Ann, welcome aboard, nice to have you here. Michael Ann says she's honoured that she got to meet all the peoples in that photo behind you, Shaun. Yeah, that's very true. That we had lots of fun together. Nightbot's doing a hell of a lot of stuff there, which we've already spoken about. But Michael Ann has gone with the hashtag duck, and what do you know? It's come up with Michael Ann's link. By the way, folks, go and check out Michael Ann's channel. She, she's put up some amazing things. Like she's done a bit of a remembrance of the Encore cruise, which was awesome. We had a blast. And so you need to get in touch with Michael Ann's Sport Mama. Great family. Oh, thank you. Like I said, that was our family, and we had a blast. We had a ball. It was good. I just miss my son even more, but that's okay. By the way, for the board of HH4C, I'm just going to give you guys a heads up. I'm trying to see whether or not we can get Dave to join us for the Heroes cruise as well. So that's going to be awesome. If he does, yay. If not, so be it. But we're going to try and get him on board for that one. See how that works. Depends on where he is. I'm hoping he's going to be home by then. But if not, or we might use it as an opportunity to get him home. He goes from UK, goes into... where are we going? Port Canaveral, and then flies out of Port Canaveral with us home. So we're hoping that's the case. So we'll see that. Michael Ann saying that it'd be great if he can come and join us. That's true. Very true. That's what we want. We want him to join us. We miss him. Okay, so what more can I say, folks? We're coming close to the hour. We've got 7 minutes to go. I'm going to call it quits. Alana's taken a bit longer on the with her errands than we expected, but that's cool. On Tuesday, we will have chatting with Shaun on the Helping Hands for Cruising channel. Guys, I know for some of you it is 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., but please watch the replay. Come in and have a look and put in your 2 cents worth. That'll be awesome. Thank you, Michael Ann. We will have the rest of our day, and you have a fantastic evening sleep and a great weekend to start. It'll be 4 a.m. for Michael Ann on Tuesday morning, and then on Hump Day, it'll be the Down Under Cruises with another Where Are We? So again, have a look at these shows, look at them on the replay, put a comment in. We want to get our viewing hours up. The more we get our viewing hours up, the more we get people subscribing to the channel, the better it is, and the more we actually benefit. The more we benefit, the more we can actually get people on cruise ships, because every dollar that we make and every dollar that HH4C makes puts people on cruise ships. So with that in mind, folks, I'm going to wish you all a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you later. Have fun. Bye.
Come from the land down under, where the sun is hot and bright, beaches cool and waves of thunder, morning turns to golden night. So much there is to see, my friend, from the city to the shore. Grab a stool, we'll find an end to keep us wanting more. Down under's calling, can't you hear? Echoes in the breeze, feel the magic everywhere, in the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow, adventures wait around, meet the world on a winding road in every little town. Oh, the land, it seems to me, with a tune as wild as sea, heads up high